someone say in court that made you burst out laughing? When my daughter was 16, she got rear-ended by a drunk driver while stopped at a red light. The guy was clearly wasted, failed 3 sobriety tests, but somehow his expensive lawyer was trying to blame my daughter for the accident. The crash left her with a concussion and whiplash. She missed 2 weeks of school and had to quit her job at the local coffee shop because she couldn't handle the physical demands anymore. But this lawyer was determined to prove she was somehow at fault. During the deposition, he kept asking the same questions over and over, trying to confuse her or get her to contradict herself. My daughter has always been sharp, but head injuries can affect your memory, so I was worried about how she'd handle his aggressive tactics. The lawyer starts with this condescending tone. Now, Miss Johnson, you claim you were completely stopped at the intersection, correct? Yes, sir. The light was red. But how can you be absolutely certain you were stopped? Isn't it possible you were still slowing down? Because my car has something called brakes and I used them. The stenographer smiled, but the lawyer wasn't amused. He kept pushing. You were on your phone at the time of the accident, weren't you? No, I wasn't. Come now, you're a teenager. All teenagers are on their phones constantly. Surely you were texting someone. I wasn't on my phone. I find that very hard to believe. What teenager isn't on their phone while driving? That's when my daughter looked him dead in the eye and said, the kind whose parents actually taught her how to drive responsibly. Maybe if more adults acted like adults instead of getting drunk and driving into teenagers, we wouldn't need to have these conversations. The room went completely silent. The lawyer's face turned red, but he kept going. Let's talk about your alleged injuries. Concussions are very convenient because they're impossible to prove, aren't they? Actually, they showed up on my CT scan, but I'm not a doctor. Are you? I'm asking the questions here, young lady. Right, but you just asked me if concussions are impossible to prove, and I'm telling you mine was proven by medical imaging. So either you don't understand how CT scans work, or you're asking questions you already know the answers to waste everyone's time. Our lawyer was trying not to smile. The other guy was getting flustered. Miss Johnson, isn't it true that you've been milking these so-called injuries for attention and to get out of school? Yes, because nothing says fun teenage experience like massive headaches, memory problems, and having to quit the job I loved. I definitely gave myself a concussion just to miss my AP chemistry test. The sarcasm was thick, and even the court reporter was stifling a laugh, but the lawyer wasn't done. He pulled out a photo on his phone and showed it to her. This is a picture from your Instagram account posted 3 days after the accident. You're smiling. If you were really injured, would you be posting happy photos? My daughter looked at the photo, then back at him with this completely deadpan expression.